Okay, how is everybody doing this evening? Yes, my name is Kent. The channel is EOS San Diego, and I'm in front of my 24-hour fitness where I usually work out. But since COVID, they should name it 12-hour fitness because it closes at 9 p.m. instead of staying open 24 hours. So no more 24-hour fitness. This is one of the casualties of COVID, unfortunately. So here I am in front of my 24-hour fitness, got through working out, and I want to talk a little bit about the market. Well, actually, Bitcoin I just saw was over 20,000 because EOS has been doing very well here recently. In fact, you know that EOS is doing well when it beats the market, when it beats Bitcoin, beats Ethereum, and all these other cryptos that it's competing against. It's actually been rising faster and in greater percentages than Ethereum and Bitcoin recently. So I think the ENF is doing a great job. They're getting things warmed up. They're getting the market ready to go. And if I was smart, I'd start making videos every night, because I think this is the perfect time to grab new people that want to get involved with EOS, Bitcoin, Ethereum. These are cryptocurrencies that, I mean, right now they're in the doghouse. They are being punished brutally by this market. And of course, it's all make-believe. It's Federal Reserve raising interest rates, telling us inflation's going to get under control, even though they printed zillions and zillions of dollars that have no home, and they continue to print zillions and zillions of more. But they want the illusion that they're going to get things under control, and they're not going to get things under control. We're going to get back into the inflationary cycle. This is just a cycle, comes and goes. Right now we're in the part where everything that's speculative is in the doghouse. Treasuries, things that are more conservative, are starting to be more in vogue and style, ready to go. So this is all going to be circular. It's like it always has been ever since I was a kid, young guy, and 22, 23 years old, being a stockbroker in Denver, Colorado. And our brokerage made us watch the Federal Reserve Bank committee meetings, and I didn't know why, man. I was 22 years old, and the most boring thing in the world for me to sit there and watch Paul Volcker talk about something that was outside of my understanding. But we were supposed to listen to it, even though it had nothing to do with what we were doing. We were actually telephone salesmen on the phone in the bullpen, calling people up, asking them for $500 investments into some penny stock that was going to be worthless in about 2 years, or maybe 2 months most of the time. Yeah, usually 2 years. Well, actually about 6 months probably, because usually you had to get the insiders out. Once you got the insiders out, then the thing just crashed. But until the insiders got out, there was a little bit of a bubble there. It would go up a little bit and then go down. I can tell you all about how the penny stock market works if you want to know. I was involved with it pretty heavily for quite some time. So anyway, yeah, we're in this cycle right now. Bitcoin is out of vogue. In fact, I even see where Elon Musk apparently has sold his Bitcoin. I don't know if it's true. You never can tell with Elon what's true and not true. He's kind of like, the jokester for all the social medias, and he likes it. He loves to do that. He loves to throw out some piece of information, maybe a little bit nebulous, kind of hard to understand, and then later when he gets sued for it, then all of a sudden he pretends like he didn't know anything about it or didn't have any idea what he said. So anyway, never listen to Elon Musk. He's just always having fun. Of course, when you're worth billions of dollars and the richest guy in the world, you can have a lot of fun doing that kind of stuff. But we'll see. But anyway, I think today, this time, good time to be involved. Bitcoin is only 21 million. There'll never be any more than 21 million. We don't know who the founder is. Named Satoshi Nakamoto. We don't know who Satoshi is. And as much as I watch every video that tries to identify a Satoshi Nakamoto, nobody comes close to identifying Satoshi Nakamoto. We'll never know who Satoshi is. I kind of think it's Hal Finney, but then again, that's not a very good guess because Hal Finney passed away, and who would die with billions of dollars of Bitcoin and under their control, never to be heard from again. Of course, people think that he got frozen someplace in Arizona. He's going to come back to life, but that's a pretty far-fetched story. I tend to think it wasn't Hal Finney, even though that's as close a person as I can figure that could have been Satoshi. Who knows who Satoshi is? Maybe Satoshi was the CIA. I don't know. Who knows? I mean, we don't know, but it wasn't. I'll tell you one thing about Satoshi. Whoever that person was, they had a lot of unique skills. That if one person had all those unique skills, that was a very, very interesting person. So whoever Satoshi is, it's a great story. I don't know why people don't talk about it more. I just think people don't understand Bitcoin very well, so that's why they don't talk about Satoshi more. There should be a movie made. I mean, a Satoshi movie. That would be like one of the best movies ever made. The guy literally started something worth $1 trillion market cap at the top, and there's never been a movie about Satoshi Nakamoto. No, what's going on? No, nobody understands this or not? I mean, come on, that's like the greatest movie you could make, the Satoshi movie. $1 trillion market cap is as valuable as Apple. How many things have been said about Steve Jobs? Steve Jobs, talk about Steve Jobs all day long. Steve Jobs, every time a video, Steve Jobs, Steve Jobs, Steve Jobs, Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs, everybody in this country and probably everybody in this world knows Steve Jobs. We hear about Steve Jobs all the time. But nobody's ever heard of Satoshi. And nobody's ever made a movie, or nobody makes very much content about Satoshi. And Satoshi created something just as valuable as Apple, almost as valuable as Apple. At one time was as valuable as Apple. Apple's $1 trillion company, so is Bitcoin, billion dollars, $1 trillion Bitcoin. So this is a great story. And equally great story is that we have Satoshi Nakamoto as the EOS founder, or someone that is anonymous as Satoshi Nakamoto as the EOS founder. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, then you weren't on the E&F call, the fireside chat that takes place every Wednesday. It's 12 o'clock our time, 12 noon our time, whatever that is in your day, in your time, somewhere in the world. It's at 12 noon our time. So anyway, if you want to tune in, you're usually a couple hours long. I know that's a lot of time for a lot of people, especially when we're talking about something that a lot of people aren't that interested in because they don't understand. They're not, really diehard EOS followers, contributors, like the people that are on this call. There's like 60, 70 people on this call, and they're really into EOS. But if you really want to find out what's going on with EOS, wait for the last 25 to 30 minutes of the call. Because usually after all the business gets taken care of, all the updates gets taken care of, someone will inject a question or a piece of information that stimulates the whole group to speculate or talk or create some controversy, and everybody it goes crazy. And that's what happened again this week, because somebody called in and asked about the founder of EOS. Who is actually the founder of EOS? And of course, people that know about EOS would say, hey, it's probably Dan Lammer, it's Block One, somebody founded it, but that's all wrong. And of course, Eve LaRose told us who the actual founder is, and of course, Eve LaRose being of EOS Nation, of which EOS Nation probably was not the block producer that started the chain. And I'll tell you why in a second, because they weren't even block producers at the time that the chain started. They were outside the top 21. Because I was watching EOS Nation very closely because they had been on my channel, and I was pulling for them to be in the top 21, and they didn't make it. I felt real bad for those guys because I thought, wow, those guys worked really hard. They're great guys. I really liked them. Stefan Bison, I think is however he says that. It's kind of a French-Canadian thing. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Stefan. In our country it'd be Stephen, but in Canadian or French-Canadian it's Stefan. So Stephen versus Stefan. Spelled the same way, but that's just the way they pronounce it. But the English is the same. It's just a little different pronunciation. Stefan Bison. So he was on my channel, and of course I thought he was a great guy. We had a lot in common. I enjoyed his conversation. And I wanted EOS Nation to be block producers, and of course they didn't make it because they were outside the top 21. So it was not EOS Nation that was the block producer that initiated or started the chain. It was somebody else, and we don't know who it is. It was secret. And the way it was done is once the chain picked up momentum, there were several chains out there that could have been the EOS blockchain. There were several chains running at the same time. We thought maybe it's 2 or 3 would be launched, and we'd have to kind of decide which one was going to actually be the main chain. But one chain was selected by one of those block producers and pushed a button, and of course that executed the blockchain. We don't know who that block producer is, and we don't even know if that block producer is around anymore. So nobody knows who that person is. Nobody knows who the person is that started the EOS blockchain. It's a block producer. That's all we know. It was a block producer out there that started the EOS blockchain, and we don't know who it is, and I don't even know if they know who they are, because there could have been a number of them all starting at the same time, but one was selected virtually by the way the chain reacted, or the way the chain had the correct number of people that had basically there had to be some what's the word I'm thinking of? There had to be some consensus. There had to be a consensus, and of course when that consensus took place and that person hit that button and the blockchain existed, that we don't know who that person is, and we don't know if that person even knew it when they did that. That's exactly what happened, that the consensus took place and the blockchain was launched. So we have our own Satoshi Nakamoto with EOS, and we don't know who that person is, and we don't know who started the blockchain, the EOS blockchain. It's as secret as Satoshi Nakamoto. So yeah, that's the way it is. There's nobody really started a B1, Block 1 didn't start it, Dan Lambert didn't start it, one of the block producers did. And of course the block producers are constantly voted in and out. I think every few seconds there's a block producer vote. And we don't even know if that block producer is still in the top 21 or even exists anymore. I mean, that when this chain was originally launched, there was a different group of people that were block producers. Since that time, exchanges have gotten involved, other people got involved, some people have dropped out. So we don't even know if that person that was the designated block producer was the person that's even around anymore, even exists anymore, even knew that they did it at the time. So there is no centralization here. It's decentralized. We also know it's decentralized because Block 1, that was originally kind of the main stakeholder of EOS, now is no longer the person that's responsible for the chain. The community has always been responsible for the chain, but Block 1 had a lot of tokens. And of course, Block 1 had a lot of the votes on who become block producer or not block producer. Well, I guess that's been changed. So now the ENF has kind of got the consensus of the block producer, so they kind of control a lot of what's going on with the blockchain. That's why it's very important for you, if you want to be involved with this EOS token, to get on these calls and become one of these people that knows what's going on, because these are the people that are setting the stage for EOS and EOS's future. And of course, EOS has done very well here recently. It's done very well in the markets, and you know it's done very well in the market because it's beat Bitcoin and Ethereum as far as percentages that it's increased. And of course, I think last week when Bitcoin was taking a huge drop down around 18,000, EOS was up 16, 17, 18%. So yeah, EOS is in a good place, and I think right now would be a great time to continue these videos every night, because I think a lot of people are going to start looking for things like EOS. I mean, you're not going to make it on treasuries. You're not going to make it by putting your money on interest, even though they're raising interest rates. You're not going to make your money by going out and investing in some blue chip stock and getting dividends. That's just not going to make it. You're not going to make enough money to beat the 8%, 10%, 12%, 15% inflation, whatever it is. We don't know what it is. It's out of this world. That's all we know. We know one thing: you got to make a pretty big return, and there's no bigger return right now than in cryptocurrencies. And of course, no bigger return than a crypto like EOS that has completely been in the doghouse for 3 or 4 years and has been beat up continuously and senselessly. It's dropped and dropped and dropped and dropped. In fact, somebody asked me on one of the comments that I get if I owned EOS this whole time. And of course, the answer is yes, I have. I've owned EOS ever since, I think, the very first day. I can't even remember the first exchange I bought it on. But yes, I have always owned EOS. I've never said how much EOS I own, because obviously I don't want to open myself up for that. But, you know, I've owned EOS, bought it, sold it, distributed it, given it away. I've given a lot of EOS away. I've given EOS away in our challenges. So if you're not involved with the challenge DAC, the challenge app, you should get involved, because every now and then I have a big EOS giveaway on the challenge app. In fact, one time I think I gave away in a couple challenges, I gave away $2,000 or $3,000 worth of EOS. So I'd have a challenge where, hey, watch this video, comment, and then I would give you 2 or 3 EOS. And I think in one of those EOSs, one of those challenges, I gave away 500 or 1,000 EOS for you to just watch a video and comment and like it. And then a couple times I've done it. So yeah, I've given away a lot of EOS. I've had EOS over the years. I always have some around. We pay people in EOS that help us with our application. So yeah, if you want to get some EOS, just join the application, join the app, the challenge app. It's in the App Store and with Google Play. Just join it. It's Challenge, CHALLENGE EOS. Download the app. You know, watch the challenges, and you know, be prepared, because I'm going to throw some more EOS away. Especially, I'd like to throw some away here at $1 or $2, because I think it's a good price. And anybody getting it here at this price, see, they're closing her down. 24-hour fitness is now 12-hour fitness. They should rename it 12-hour fitness. They are shut down. No more, and it's 9 o'clock. Actually, I think it's a little bit different than 9 o'clock. It's 9:30. So yeah, that's about right. But it's a good place to work out. I enjoy it. A lot of good stuff in there. So yeah, if you want to find out about good stuff like who is the designated block producer, or the block producer that, the virtual block producer or whatever they call it, the block producer that started the chain. You got to join the calls to find that stuff out. Also, I see on this last call, I had my good friend June Dam join the call. I didn't interject while he was talking because I wanted to hear what he had to say, but I really liked seeing June on there. He's, I think it's pitcash.org is his organization. And of course, I also saw my friend Rhett on the call. He's from EOS Amsterdam. I listened to him for quite a bit on this last call he was on. I appreciate him being there. I remember talking to him at the hackathon. And of course, I always got my mate, Mel from London on the call. So all the people, a lot of these people on the call I know, and I enjoy listening to them. So yeah, if you want to join the call, and while you're in the call, say that you came from my video. I'd appreciate it. If you do, I'll get in the chat and give you a thumbs up or give you thanks for that, for joining the chat or joining the fireside chat. And I'll put it, it's a Discord. It's very easy to do. I thought when I first did, I didn't think it was going to be that easy, but it's still super simple. Set up a Discord account if you have one, and then it's really easy to join the fireside chat. Just go to the EOS community and then just say you're interested, and it'll notify you when it starts. It starts every Wednesday and 12 noon our time, and then you can join. And if you come from this video, let me know. I'd like to know that you're there from this video. I would really very much appreciate it. And get involved, and of course get involved with the challenge app, because I give away a lot of EOS on the challenge app, and I hold EOS, give it away. I like to give it away. I think it's fun to give away. I hope someday somebody says, gosh, I'm so glad you gave me that 10 EOS or that 5 EOS for that challenge that we did. You know, it's really helped me out. You know, I've kept it off to the side. I've never used it. And now it's worth X amount of dollars, and I hope someday that happens. I think it will someday. So I like to spread that out, get it out to as many people as you can possibly get it to. Because the more people that hold EOS, the better the price will be, the stronger the price will be, the more secure the price will be, and if it's held by a number of people, then the market can't be controlled by those few people. So yeah, if you want to own EOS, get on a challenge app. I'll get you some EOS. I'll make a challenge for you to watch this video or any other video, and we'll give you some EOS for that. And then also we have other challenges that we can help you out with too. So anyway, get on those calls. Let me know if you came from this video, and also keep an eye on this stuff. It's a great time to get involved. I appreciate you watching.